lost your hand in your 14th year of service. Not in some glorious battle that historians would write about, but in a minor skirmish on the Rhine frontier. A type of engagement that happened dozens of times a year, and usually never made it into the records, except as a casualty number. A Germanic warrior's axe, a single moment when your shield was just slightly out of position. 2 hours later, the army surgeon removed your hand at the wrist. You survived the surgery. You survived the infection 3 days afterward. And then Rome handed you a piece of paper and sent you home. That paper was called the Missio Zaria, the medical discharge. It stated that you had served Rome faithfully, that your disability resulted from that service, and that you were entitled to all the benefits of an honorable veteran. Pension, land, legal status, the full suite of rights given to men who served 25 years. On paper, it was a promise. In reality, the gap between that promise and what a disabled Roman soldier actually received was wide enough to swallow a man whole. Wide enough that Rome eventually made the gap official policy. First, understand what the Missio Zaria was supposed to be. Augustus created it. Before his reign, there was no formal system for soldiers disabled in service. You were either fit to serve or not, and if not, your discharge depended on your commander, ranging from generous to nothing at all. Augustus recognized that this was both unjust and strategically unwise. A military that abandoned its wounded would struggle to recruit the next generation.
Knows exactly where this is
Rome
going.
always needed that next generation. So he established the Missio Zaria as a formal medical discharge with full veteran benefits attached. A soldier deemed permanently unfit by a panel of 3 military physicians received discharge with the same legal status as a man who completed a full term. The same pension, the same land rights, exemptions from civic duties, and the same legal standing for his family. On paper, it was generous, more generous than most ancient military powers offered. But the framework had cracks from the start, and over time, those cracks became something far worse. Here's what it actually cost to be a disabled Roman soldier after discharge. Your pension was scaled to your years of service, not the full amount a 25-year veteran received. 14 years got you roughly 14/25 of what you were promised. Enough money in theory, but far from enough to build a life. The land Rome allocated went mostly to the connected or influential. What remained for an ordinary soldier with a missing hand was the leftovers: rocky hillsides, swampy lowlands, marginal land nobody else wanted. And the pension didn't solve the bigger problem. Rome had spent 14 years training you for one thing: military service. It had not trained you to farm one-handed, run a business, or navigate civilian life. The legion built you into something the civilian world had no template for, then sent you out damaged, with a sum of money, a patch of land, and no guidance. That is a story as old as soldiers themselves. Rome knew it, and what followed makes it even harder to swallow. Marcus Sergius Silas lost his right hand in his second campaign. He had an iron prosthetic made and continued to fight for years, using the iron hand to hold his shield while his left hand wielded the sword. Exceptional courage, yes, but notice what it implies. The alternative to continuing with an iron hand was not a comfortable retirement. It was whatever you could scrape together with what Rome gave you. Roman society recognized disabled veterans. Visible war wounds were marks of honor. Yet practical support was thin. Spurius Carilius, who lost a leg, reportedly struggled to leave home because of his injury, even though his mother urged him to display it proudly. Honor existed, but the support behind it was minimal. Everything changed in 213 AD. Emperor Caracalla issued a rescript separating the Missio Zaria from the honorable discharge. Disabled veterans now needed 20 years of service to receive the same benefits as a fully served soldier. Lose your arm after 19 years? You were now in a legally lesser category. Rome's law said a man who gave 19 years and a limb was worth less than one who gave 25 years and left whole. The gravestone of Aurelius Dacius illustrates this reality. He served 19 years and was discharged due to injury. His family inscribed, the Onesta Missio designation on his tombstone anyway, because Rome had not granted it, but his family insisted his service be remembered as full. Life after discharge was hard. Those who could farm, farmed, despite missing fingers, chronic pain, or limited mobility. Many failed. Cities filled with men neither soldiers nor civilians. Some even suffered mental trauma, which Romans recognized as a disturbance of the mind or spirit. Yet the support was always the same inadequate package. Rome knew the cost. The system wasn't cruel through ignorance. It acknowledged the debt with laws, pensions, and discharge papers, and then quietly, legally decided to pay a little less. You lost your hand in your 14th year. You went home with your paper, your pension, your iron prosthetic, and a civilian life you were unprepared for. Rome had acknowledged the debt. It had just chosen to pay less than it promised. If the true cost of Rome's wars, the human story behind the eagles, keeps you coming back, hit like and subscribe to Legacy of Rome. Every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, we dig into the dirt and uncover what Rome actually owed its soldiers.